Welcome to Toffee TV. Andre Gomes is in the house.
In this house?
He's in Goodison Park. He's at Finch Farm. He's done the deal. It's sorted. Which is good, isn't it?
Great, yeah. It was an important transfer, wasn't it? Obviously impressed us all last season. And we all wanted him to stay, you know, and there was a little shred of doubt whether he would, you know, but I think as the season went on and as we come towards the end, he made enough noises about wanting to stay, didn't he? And obviously Marco Silva kept saying he wanted to keep him.
Just reflecting on, you know, his announcements and stuff, it was nice to see how much of a part it felt like the fans played in his decision. And it just goes to show, if you are nice to people and genuinely show an affection for people, they will show that back. This is something we spoke about last season, talking about players and saying, why would people want to sign for Everton or want to stay at Everton if they came and they were like, no, I'm not, I don't really like this place. The fans are horrible, and which we've shown our teeth in a few, to certain players. But when players genuinely show like they're trying and they care and they feel that love back, then that's going to give them more impetus to stay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember us saying the fans are horrible. I think what we said was when there's no connection, that was missing between the team and the players, whereas we got it back, you know, the back end of last season. Obviously, the managers tried to create the originals and all of that stuff that they did. And once that connection came back, you're right, it's going to pull players to the club. We had it through the Moyes years, that's why Kale loved it and all that, didn't we? And we did get it back. And Andre Gomes, you're right on his, you know, when he's saying things like, I'm home, you know, and finally signed it, lads, and this, that and the other, and that it was an easy decision. I mean, that's the kick in the teeth for Tina, that one, isn't it? When it's
well, then, you know, that opens up the question mark now of the next one. Kurt Zouma, already talk straight away. That's the next one we're going to go in for. Do you think he feels the same? Do you think he feels the same as Andre Gomes? Do you think he feels that connection with the fans and the manager?
He seemed to, obviously, without knowing him. It's a difficult one, isn't it? But he did. I think at first, when players are here on loan, you see whether the language changes of what they're saying. Remember Romelu Lukaku, the same when he came in, and it was like, I'm going back to Chelsea, but I'll do my best for Everton while I'm here. And then as he got more settled and we relied on him, he started saying things like, oh, we'll just have to see what happens then. And Zouma said the same. Zouma was like, I'm going to give everything while I'm here, but my aim is to go back to Chelsea. And then as the season wore on, and it was like, I don't know, we'll have to see when I get back. And it wasn't, you know, I'm definitely staying at Chelsea and this is the end. It was like, yeah, you know, I'm happy here and I enjoyed the manager's great and I like the fans. So that to me is an indication. There's a lot of reports out of, you know, whether you believe certain journalists or not, but the likes of Jason Burt, who's well connected at Chelsea, has said that Zouma's told people that he wants to join Everton, and Chelsea know that, and Everton are trying to step up that. So if you read kind of between the lines there with people who are connected to it, then, and the other thing as well is something we've said quite a lot, is that the club will only go after a player if they feel as though he's open to move. There's no point going after someone if they're not if the heart's not really in it.
If Zouma had told Everton that he wasn't interested, then it'd be done, wouldn't it?
We move on. So the fact that we are means that he is, I suppose.
Just, you know, on that one, it looks like Chelsea are bringing in Frank Lampard as the manager, and you know, they have got this transfer ban, which a lot of people have spoke could be the big stumbling block to him coming in. But I actually believe that the transfer ban could be the thing that sees him leave anyway, because I think that Frank Lampard is going to want to build a nucleus of young British players.
Do you?
I do. I think for me, I think he'll look at this as an opportunity that he may never ever get. Not only coming in as the manager, but a chance to use those young players that they have, the likes of Tammy Abrahams, Loftus-Cheek, Ross Barkley, Hudson-Odoi, who's the young kid who played for the under-21s, who's in Holland.
Oh, I don't know.
There was a kid. I'm sure there was a kid in the Holland.
Well, he's got Tomori's there. He had at Derby County, the centre back. He played for England the other night.
That may be the one I'm thinking of.
So he's someone who's adult. He's had them all last season.
But I think there was one in the under-21s as well. He was at a Dutch club.
Well, probably the left back, is it? Was it the left? I don't know.
And they've got
they've also got Reece James, who's injured at the moment.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They've got young talent that, under a different regime at Chelsea, in a different circumstances at Chelsea, would be overlooked.
But would they? Do you think they're patient enough to allow him to do that?
I don't know.
It's a gamble, isn't it?
I don't know. But the point being is that I think he will look at those players first before he looks at someone like Kurt Zouma. Kurt Zouma had a great start to his Chelsea career, got an injury, tailed off, got loaned out to Stoke, and then the next season got loaned out to Everton.
Yeah.
And I think that for him, why would you go back to this player? Okay, he's had a couple of years of Premier League experience, but why not say, well, let's double down with what we've got? A lot of those players I've just spoke about have played for Chelsea and have done well for Chelsea. So why not give a couple of people an opportunity? He's got centre-backs there already, first-choice centre-backs, that I think will continue as first-choice centre-backs. And those younger players will come in to back them up. I just don't see Kurt Zouma going in there. And there could be the idea, I think this has been a lot of Evertonians' idea, is that they would refuse to let Kurt Zouma go. Completely refused. They can't let him go because they can't buy anyone in. I think they'll see this as an opportunity to say, well, hang on. This is a lad who would be third, fourth choice for us. Why don't we just let this young player come in and have that spot and develop rather than having someone who would rather be somewhere else? We could get good money for them. We don't really see a long-term future
he's off the wage bill.
He's off the wage bill. So I think it might, with someone else maybe, but with Frank Lampard, I think the package at Chelsea there is to go young. You're in the Champions League. You've just won a trophy. The pressure's off a little bit from that point of view. You know, they didn't really like that. He'll get time anyway because
the fans will back him up.
They will, because he's Frank Lampard. I think this is almost like a reboot for Chelsea to say, you know what, we can stay within our parameters because we are in the Champions League, but almost like restyle, young and the old, mixing together with a young manager. And I just don't see Kurt Zouma being part of that.
They've got David Luiz, who's just signed a new 5-year deal. So they've got him. They've got Christensen, the big kid at the back, who's a decent defender. I know Rudiger's out injured at the moment with a knee injury, but he's recuperating and rehabilitating. They've got Azpilicueta, who I actually think is a brilliant centre. He's a better centre back than full back for me. So there's 3 or 4. Tomori's back there, like I say. Lampard's had him for the season, so knows all about him. So Zouma, is he really going to bounce past a couple of them to be first choice? I don't know. And the fact that it's coming out he wants to leave, he must know himself that he's not going to. And you're right, I suppose, if Chelsea look and think, well, doesn't want to be here, really, and if everyone's fit, does he get in our team? No, we can get him off the wage.
I think the other thing about Chelsea as well is that if they take this opportunity and say, well, we're going to keep the ban in place and not appeal it, because they're likely to get the ban at any point anyway, they'll look at it and say, well, is Kurt Zouma, are we going to be propelled forward to win the league? No. We're not, because we're not bringing in the players to win the league and we've lost Hazard. Will Kurt Zouma help keep us where we are? No, probably not. Because he isn't going to, he wouldn't be first choice. He'd be back up. I just think they'll use the opportunity.
I suppose if it's to go, he's going to have to push it as well, probably. Because they might just be like, well, we'll see what happens. So it's complicated because of the ban, because in a normal thing, they'd probably just go and buy someone anyway, wouldn't they? Because that's what they do. I know what you're saying with Lampard, and maybe they are now looking and going, there's a lot of other young coaches who are creating young teams. Maybe we should get them, in vogue now and do the same. I don't know, but
that's it. So if the ban wasn't in place, you would fully expect Chelsea to sell him.
I would, without a shadow, because they've never gone and done anything different.
So do you think that for them, for the sake of a year, they might just go, well, we've got young players that can be the backup rather than Kurt Zouma?
Yeah, I think if it was a definite we're not selling, I think Everton would have moved on. So something tells me that they're probably just a bit like, yeah, you know, there's a possibility we'll do a deal here. I think otherwise Everton would have moved on. But you're right, they could go a totally different way. I mean, he could end up keeping him and playing him, but I just don't see it. And I think for him, he's 24 now, that uncertainty's still hanging over him about what they're going to do next. So for him, I think if he signs for Everton permanently, his roots are down and he knows at worst, he's going to be third choice at Everton. But the fact him and Keane played the majority of the season, I think Mina's got the job of trying to break those two up rather than Zouma.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think he comes in, I think it'll be a battle between Keane and Mina who plays with Zouma in the long term, because Zouma's the pace of the three, isn't he? So I think he's got a great chance of just coming in and being the centre. He's back in the French squad as well, playing for Everton.
Scored in
his last game he played for him against Andorra or whatever, so he's got himself back in there. So it'll be interesting to see whether, I'm not sure that will be the next one we do, though.
Okay.
Just because of the complications of it. It could well be Chelsea just saying, Chelsea could appoint Lampard on Friday and Lampard could go to Zouma, I'm willing to sell you, and Everton could get it tied up. But when you're looking at it and thinking, is there easier deals to do? I think there may potentially be easier deals to do. I mean, we know that Everton are working on getting players out the door.
Yeah.
That's probably the key element, isn't it? Getting a few of these players out the door. But it'll be interesting because we're linked with a lot of players. But we know, what do we know? We know that they're on the lookout for a left-footed right winger. We know that they're on the lookout for a centre forward if they can get what they want. I mean, heavy links to Seb Haller, heavy links to even Borja Iglesias at Espanyol. But Moise Keane's been one that's been bobbling around over the last few days. Now apparently Mini Raiola's come out and said he'd like him to move to Everton.
Well, we spoke about this in the studio, didn't we? And we were talking about it and saying, isn't it a weird one? You know, it's a name that's just, he's a young lad. You know, it seems to just be a strange one. But then if you take a step back and you start adding up all the parts, he seems like the kind of player Juve would sacrifice. Now, not saying Everton are in for him, but they've got Ronaldo. They're bringing in Ramsey. They're trying to bring in Rabiot. They're bringing in De Ligt.
They've already got the Bala Mandzukic.
Yeah. They're taking Buffon back, which I don't think would be massive wages or anything, but taking him back. Now, if they need to start cutting, well, Dybala, would be one straight away that they'd probably sacrifice. You could get, and there's been talk of him going to Inter Milan for a swap with Icardi. But someone like him, and there's been talk of buyback clauses and things like that, I wouldn't be shocked if they sold him. Now, would I be shocked if they sold him to us? No, because I think that's the market we're in. I think we're looking for talent like that. And other people might go, oh, don't talk nonsense. But they're almost like the kind of players clubs like Juve do sell. They look at them and go, yeah, they're good players, and they might be top notch in 3 years, but we haven't got 3 years to wait around for this player. And just with all those incomings at Juve, it just wouldn't surprise me if they sold him. And I do think we'd be in for a player like that. He fits the bill of the kind of player we want. So I don't think it's sort of as far-fetched as it might
at first, when you look at it, you're like, no, what's that? Where's this link come from? But you're right, the more you examine it, you look at it and go, is this a potential transfer that could happen? Yeah, because we know Raiola's quite close to Machiri. You know, and we
know he likes a deal.
He likes a deal, and these agents do move these players. You've seen the best example is Mendes at Wolves. It happens with these things. So you're right, it's probably not as far-fetched as it appears. And if there was a buyback clause or whatever, and it is the market we've got to look at. We're not looking at finished articles, are we? Because there's not that many around. I mean, I'd love Everton to go after Timo Werner, but we wouldn't get him. There's no chance of getting him to play in the Champions League. We're not in it. Someone like Moise Keane, he's got 7 and 17 last year. You know, he was at I think he was at Verona the year before as an 18-year-old, and can play. He can play wide left as well, but he is predominantly a striker.
Some people might look at that and go, "Well, you still wouldn't have a chance of getting him." But I do think we would try, though. That's the point, and you never know. Like you just mentioned, there is a relationship between Raiola. I mean, whether you believe it or not, Raiola was towards the end saying to Lukaku, "Oh, you should stay."
He did. He told him to stay.
He was saying, he was saying Everton are going to do big things if they, if they want to do big things. So we might say, listen, what is he? 17, 18?
19.
19. You're 19. You could spend 3 years. Look what it did for Lukaku. Look what a move like that. All right, you might want to leave the Champions League, but neither did Lukaku.
Yeah, but he's 19 and he's not playing in the Champions League.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He's played games around the Champions. He's been involved. He might, but someone like Raiola would say to him, "Look what it did for Lukaku. He went, scored a lot of goals, and then the world's his oyster. He learned his trade." And then it's up to like with any signing we make, it's up to Everton to if any of our players progress, it's up to us to progress with them. That's what you've got to do. It's literally what Spurs have done. As likes of Kane and Eriksen have got better, they've got better with them.
Yeah.
Getting into the Champions League, getting to the Champions League final. Okay, trophy still hasn't been there for them, but that's what you've got to do, haven't you? And I look at that one and think, it wouldn't surprise me if Brands was trying to do that deal.
No, I think the longer those links stay around, the more there is to them. And I think when you look, it's the same with the David Neres thing. I mean, that's one that when that link broke, people were like, well, or he scored in the Champions League, and then everyone was like, as if Everton could get in. But the longer it's gone on, people are looking now and going, well, actually, yeah, and in Brazil they are convinced Everton are the favourites to sign him.
And it's not like he's getting linked with other clubs, are they? No. That's the thing. I've not heard him. At
the start,
I think he's been linked with Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
But everyone seems to get linked with Paris Saint-Germain because they're always on the lookout for the next big thing, and there's a lot of talk about their ins and outs. But no, I mean, like you just said, Neres is I've watched him a little bit in the Copa America. I haven't been overly impressed by his performances in the but. I'm not a technical scout. I don't know what they're looking for, the ins and outs.
I just meant the transfer because there's been heavily linked, obviously, to Bertrand Traoré at Lyon. That's one that it seems to fit the price band, like 25 million. He's at 23 years of age. I think he's averaging a goal every 3 games for a wide player, so that kind of fits what Everton are looking for, I suppose. Malcolm's another one who's been mentioned.
Yeah.
At Barca, and I suppose as they race towards that, trying to get a Neymar deal done or something.
Well, they're supposed to be getting Griezmann.
You sent me the link last night.
Griezmann's supposed to be signing. They've been saved by us once because apparently, I don't know how it works over there, but it was like the overdraft had to be paid.
Yeah.
By the end of June, and they got Sillerson out and they got Gomes out, and that sorted that out. Apparently. Griezmann's going to sign for 110 million, which is mad. The only thing I can think, without going into Barcelona, the only thing I can think of on that is that they're going to play him through the middle, drop Messi deeper, and want Neymar to play on the left. But then
or are they going to play him on the right, Neymar on the left, and Suarez through the middle, and Messi deeper? Who knows?
Leave that to them.
Yeah, that's up to them.
I mean, what a problem to have.
Exactly. He's another one, isn't he? Chenza Under is another player who's been linked, and again, the fee for that's not. The only thing I'd say with Neres is the reported fee for him is like 50 million.
But then the reported fee for Andre Gomes was, 35 to 40.
Yeah.
Wasn't it when we first started? I mean, buyout clause was like 89 million, wasn't it? Yeah. And so we got him for like 22.
And we were quoted 45 million for him last summer when we went for him. That's why we took him on loan and got him for half bat, even though he was impressed. So there's been those links, Kieran Tierney and Thomas Meunier are ones that are.
There'll still be a lot of links around in terms of people wanting to do deals. It's just that I think in the next few weeks, that'll all crystallise. We've gone into the barren spell.
Yeah.
Most clubs will go back into pre-season next week. Some are already back. Obviously, determined by internationals will go back at different times.
But we're working on if we get these players out, which we're working on now, then it opens that up, doesn't it? I mean, Frank Kessie's an interesting one. He was linked this
couple of
week.
years ago, wasn't he?
We almost got him a couple,
yeah.
or we were very strongly linked with him a couple of seasons ago. Now, apparently, you know, Milan have got a new manager and they don't want him. He's only 22, 35 million euros, is good age. You know, we don't know what's happening with Ghana, so is that link there? You know, there's Ibrahim Sangari, who's another young midfield player who could do, you know, I've seen his tackles won against all the top sides, and he won virtually every tackle against all the top sides in France. So he would be one if Ghana. We don't know what's happening with them, but apparently Tuchel is still interested in Ghana. So that area of the pitch, I think, makes it complicated because what do Everton do with Idrissa Gueye? Did he say, you're not going, we told you, you were integral? Or did he say...
What do you do? Do you think you have... I mean, it's added added complication is that he's still at the African Nations barely started. He didn't play one game. Yeah. Do Everton say there's a deadline, there's a price and there's a deadline? Do you think that's what... Because I surely that's got to be the way. There's a price, there's a deadline. Yeah. You meet the price by the date and he's yours.
Because we've got to make sure that these players aren't snapped up before then, haven't we? And then that's got to be the way they work, hasn't it? I suppose it's the same with the fellow we started with Zouma. There's got to be a cut-off because, you know, we've been linked with William Saliba, although he's more likely to join Arsenal. We've been linked with Diego Llorente. But the longer you leave these players, you know, because you're chasing Zouma down, if that deal didn't get done and you lose them, that's where Brands is giving it all at the moment, isn't he? Because it isn't straightforward.
And because players are going back to pre-season as well, that adds that little bit of complication, isn't it? Players want these deals to be done. Yeah. So much so they don't have to go back to pre-season, so they don't have to have... I mean, we've had it in the past, haven't we? When it's hung over us, players coming back for pre-season, you almost know what's going to happen.
We'll have it on Monday.
Yeah, but I think,
do you mean with players we want to keep?
Where we've as a fan, you want to keep those players, and it's almost that signing of them coming back, and then you get a couple of pre-season games. It's very uncomfortable. Fans are almost willing. We've had it with a few players, haven't we, in the past? But the players just knows what's going to happen. And it's. I mean, I remember, you know, we had it a couple of years ago. Lukaku was like, I don't want to come back. Yeah, because I want to, and it was.
He wants it done. So we had John Stones who come back, didn't we? And we were all like, you know, he's meeting Koeman and all that, and then City just got it sorted, didn't he, and got him out because that was the way it was. But it is interesting. It all kicks off next week, pre-season, obviously on Monday. And if Everton can get a few of these out, then it might speed up the process. But hopefully Zouma can be done. I mean, it'd be great if he was the next one in, because that would be last season's team kept together then, and then we can everyone we bring in, we're adding to it. Whereas if it was a Traore or a Malcolm or something, it's great because it improves us.
And it'd be interesting, won't it, to see who we get out.
Yeah.
I think the first week of pre-season is almost like, for players, it's all the testing and everything, isn't it? So it's not, the heavy stuff starts when they go to Switzerland. So I think a lot of players' futures will be tied up next week, because we'll hope that for Everton will hope, and they'll hope. So whether that be,
we're going to Africa next week, so
but it's on Morales, Sandro, Balassi, Lookman. You want his future sorted, don't you? You want it to be, are you staying or are you going? You know, you don't want that. You want the player and the club to know, and that's what you want, isn't it? One way or another.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if Ademola Lookman's an Everton player this season.
But that's what I'm saying. You want that sorted out that week, don't you? So if they come back,
you do, because you want that out. You want the players you aren't going to be. Ideally, you want them gone, don't you? You don't want someone moping around, or you don't even want people who you don't want anyway, because it's not good for them. It's not good for you. You're trying to get, even though they'll come back and they're professional, they'll have a go. For them themselves, they want to be somewhere else doing what they want to do, don't they? So, next week will be, I think Monday's testing, isn't it? and then Tuesday they go out and start the ball work. But for a few of them, they'll hope that there's things, you know, out the door. But a lot of teams paying wages up until Sunday, you know, and then it's the next month then, and then it might be like, right, now we'll progress. We're just starting to see the wheels turning now, aren't we? Wan-Bissaka and things like that'll start Palace chasing someone else, and then you're going to get the games of tennis now, aren't you? And
that's it. The knock-on effect will be, once those couple of those big transfers happen, Maguire, possibly City, United, and all those other things. Once they start, then it'll all start filtering down.
Who do you think will be the next one in then for Everton? Yeah, then what position? I won't even ask you for the name, but what position?
I don't know. I don't know if Zouma will be straight away.
But be great if it was.
Be great.
That'd be done, wouldn't it?
We're sitting here and I don't.
We don't think you're flipping.
I just want to check if Lampard is the manager of Chelsea yet. Let me just bear with.
You're flipping a coin, aren't you, as what had happened, but
he might be. I don't know.
No, I think he's met them again today apparently, so that'll be confirmed, I'm sure, in the next day. Could be tonight, could be tomorrow.
He's not the manager yet.
No,
I was just checking. But you know, once he, but then it might be a case. But it might be that case of that first week, mightn't it? The manager goes to speak to him. What do you want to do? I don't even know if he's back though, because did the internationals come back this week? I don't know. Normally, actually do, don't they? They normally do come back at the same time.
Luca Dean's posting Instagram videos of him training every single day to be ready. So I don't know.
So it's whether he speaks to him next week and he says, you know, do you want to be here? I'd rather not. Do you want me to be here? Well, we're all right if you leave. Could get sorted, can't it? Yeah. That's all it might take. Sometimes all there is logistics. Same with Gomes signing. The case of him doing what he had to do, having his holidays, going to that wedding and looking splendid, and then arriving at Everton this week and getting everything done. That's all. That's sometimes all it takes. You get all the players at the same place at the same time. First week of training. That's it, isn't it? Yeah. Let us know your thoughts anyway in the comments. Who do you want to be the next one in? Who do you think will be the next one in for Everton? And who do you think will be the first one out? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a like. Give it a like just because Andre Gomes is signing for Everton. If you like Andre Gomes signing for Everton, give this video a like.
That's what you do. Naturally.
Simple as that. It really helps us if you give it a like. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. And if you want more great videos, including live videos, join us over on Patreon. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.